Okay, little girly. So she's out of the bath. And we're gonna address her coat first of all. See how long this is. She's got long hair. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of some conditioner. Just a little bit on each side. Maybe a little in the front. Sometimes the dog, they get scared of the spray, so instead of pulling all the way the trigger, I'll just pull the trigger lightly. And you can't hear much of the spray, so the dog is less afraid that way. I'm going to give her a quick brush here with this is a wet brush. It has these little blue nibs at the tips, you know, so that it doesn't scratch her body. I'm just going to do a little bit of brushing. She's cold, she's shaking, she's nervous just a little bit, so we're going to put a little towel around her so she's not too cold, okay? So by combing out, when you put that spray on, by combing out, what it's going to do is or brushing out, it's going to help disperse the spray all over the hair strands. Okay, under here. There you go. You're such a pretty girl. Yes, you are. That's not too bad. The dryer will help to take care of some of those knots also. So I'm just going to come in with a flea comb here, and I'm just going to come in and clear out the eye area. And as long as you've wet this area here, if you haven't wet it in the tub, you can just wet it with a cotton ball and just let that soak a little bit, and the poopers will come right out. Okay? I don't feel the need to just yank and pull because I know I'm cutting that. So you could just pull it right out, but I don't want to have to pull for nothing, so just cut that right out. Okay? Now she's gonna have some trouble here, which I gotta figure out how we're gonna clean this up. Just gonna wipe it up. Gonna use a comb. Let's try the comb. Okay, let's see what's going on with the comb. Now the comb is just to see where the knots and mats are, okay? I'm not there to pull. What I will do though is I will brush a bit. Hang on, we're gonna grab a smaller brush because you've got such a tiny face. So come back in with the comb here. I'm just assessing, looking for the knot. I'm not pulling the knot out. And you know what? You make that call, that decision. Are you going to cut that? You're going to brush it out? I'm just going to cut it. Okay, we're going to cut this like this. Take that out like that. You don't want to be pulling too much in the face. We don't want to be pulling too much anyway. But so all of this I'm going to dry. There's some knots there, but as I dry, it might help take some of the knots. Okay, so that's one side, honey. Okay, we do the other side. We're going to clean your ears after. Look at this here, this mess. You have a mess. So I use my comb again. I'm coming to assess to see. I go from the base right at the mouth. I just want to see what's going on. I detached everything from the base of the skin. Let's see if I can comb some out. Lightly, really lightly. We're just tapping and pulling up and away. Up and away. Let's assess one more time, see what's going on. Oh, we did some good work. Often underneath, when you look right underneath that lower lip, they might have some trouble going on there too. They get little pieces of food stuck there. See, Molly's teeth, she lost a lot of teeth. Look at this. She doesn't have teeth. Do you have any left on this side, honey? Oh, you got one toothy left. There's one tooth left on that side. All right, so she's kind of knotted up here. I'm going to dry her and see if that helps a bit, because it does help just a little bit. and then I'll come in and cut. I'm going to need to cut some of that out, but at least we got rid of all of that. There was some gooky stuff in there. I don't know what that was. Okay, so let's clean our ears. I'm going to show you how I do that. We're going to wash your ears, little girl. Now, Molly has, I think it's what they call leather ear, if I'm not mistaken. And that's just when the ear turns black like this. This happens often with these breeds. The ear just turns black. Look at that. And there's this like waxy film. Watch, if I just rub a little, get a little bit of that black on there. It's not dirt. Well, it's not dirt. I'm not remembering exactly what it is, guys, to be honest with you. But it is some sort of condition. And yeah, these breeds usually get this, a little black ear. They call it leather ear. If I'll go look for the name and I'll put it up on the screen. But there's nothing you can really do except for seeing a vet. You go see a vet, and I don't know if it's a topical cream or what, but I'll just write down the name. If ever your dog has this and you were wondering what it was, it's like a little leather ear. I'm going to do the same thing with the other ear. She's got the same thing going on with this ear here. And it's kind of tacky, kind of sticky, like waxy. Ooh. So, yeah. Clean up that ear. And if your cotton or whatever you're using to clean the ear, if it's dirty, then you're not done cleaning. You're done cleaning when it comes up clean. There. Okay. Now we're going to do her eyes also, because you had some gook in there. I washed a bit, but we're going to do a little bit on the eyes too. To clean up your little eyes like that. Oh, look at her closing her eyes. Oh, Molly, you and I, we go a long way. We go way, way back. See how dirty that was? And I still washed with the shampoo, but I can't get the shampoo in this area here, so that's how you gotta do that. And if this is still coming up dirty, then you're not done. It's not bad. All right. So she's got pooper here. You'll see. I don't groom her like her face. You'll see how I do her face. It's not like the typical Yorkie face, because Mom wants it a specific way, and I'll explain that to you in just a minute. So as you see here, she's got a few little knots going on here. So what I usually do is I'll come in and kind of pick at them to see if they can be loosened easily. If not, I'll just come in. See, I'm holding the hair. I'm holding the hair at the chin. And if I can't get rid of those, these come out easily, I'll just come in and snip with my thinners here. So let's see what's going on. See, she's all freed from any little, from debris and mats and whatnot. Oh, over here, she's got some poopers that are, we'll just cut that out once we get to the head. So I'm just going to give her her cut, and I'll come right back to the head, and I'll explain to you how I do this little Missy's head, because it's not the way we usually do it. Just before, I'm going to show you how I do her nails. You see here, I'm going to get in closer. Okay, so you see here how the nail is curled and it's kind of touching her. Here it gets closer a little more. How it's kind of touching that here. Now I want to come in and cut, right? And I don't have enough room, I don't have anything. I can't grab onto here. So what I do is I'll come in with a file, and I'll file just a little bit so that I get space between the toe. Hang on, Molly, won't be long. Between the toe and the nail. And then see how now I gained some space because I took all of this off here, like that. Then I can come in and then snip. Let's see if there's any others like that. This one's fine. I will be using the Dremel on her. Mom really likes that I use the Dremel. She wants them nice and short, but I like to take, a good amount off first before I start dremeling. Let's see this toe here. That one's fine. This one's not too bad. I guess we got them all. Client walks in and says, I want this cut this specific way and this done another specific way, and you're not used to doing your cuts the way the client is asking you. I'm just going to cut the top, hang on. And you need to remember that if you are a groomer, I'm addressing groomers. If you're a groomer and what you need to remind yourself that you're not a competitive groomer, in the sense that you're not doing this for competition. You're doing this for a service. This is a service to a client. So sometimes a client will come in and they'll want something done a specific way, and you don't really find that it looks nice, but the person that's hiring you is that client. I'm just going to cut here, get about 10 millimeter. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, not 10, sorry, 13. What I'm trying to say is you are hired to do what the client is asking you to do. As long as it's safe, then you're good to go. Because usually the way I'll groom a Yorkie's head, in general, there are different ways to do it, right? But this is one of them. One of the ways I usually do it, I usually cut across, and then, I make a nice little round head. Some Yorkies have a little beard, and it's just longer. But I'm going to show you how she asked me to do this years ago. She says she does not want me to cut straight across with a pair of straight scissors, but that she wanted me to poke and do, you'll see, I'll show you in a second. I'll just clear this out, and then we'll get into the beard in a second. Okay, so I cleared out where her eyes, let me show you. And she does not want me to touch at all. I can't touch her ears. She says, do not touch her ears, so do not touch her ears at all. But what I can take off is a little bit underneath and on the sides here. And of course I cleared up this area here. So she asked me, she does not want me to cut, not even like this. She's asked me specifically, I don't know where she got this, but specifically asked me to kind of just poke in and just, because she wanted that natural look type of thing. So how I do her head is I just pull everything forward like this. Hang on, honey. I bring everything underneath her chin when she lets me do it. Are you going to let me do this? Hang on. Hang on. When she lets me do it, hang on. Just like this, like we usually do. We've done this for years, honey. So now that I want to show it someone, she's not letting me do it. All right. So I'm going to take just into a point like that. And I'll come in with these shears, and I'm just going to come in an angle, and I'm just going to poke. Poke. You know what I mean? I know this isn't, hang on, don't pull, honey. Just take a little bit off. Okay. As she's getting older, she's getting tougher and tougher to groom this one. And that's only normal. It's with age. With age, they start being difficult. So I took some off here, come back underneath here like this, and I could have easily just said, no, I'll just do it my way and blah, blah, blah. But this client had seen a few other groomers and said, they're just not doing the way that I'm asking them to do it. So I figured, you know, I'll let this lady have peace of mind and just give her what she's asking for. So this is how I've been doing her head for many years now. We're just nipping around like this. Right at her, right up to her ear. No. See, I'm holding her head really, she's pulling right now. So see how that gets done on one side here? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I really got to hold her head, guys, because she tries to turn. So you got to, I don't want to grab onto her because there's different ways you can hold them, right? You can hold them around the muzzle, but she has some bad teeth here and her gums are hurting. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt her mouth. So I'm going to do the same thing here. All I'm doing is cutting into this like this. Usually I'd cut like that, but giving the client what she's asking for. I know it's not the way I usually do it, but this is just what she wants. Poking in there, poke, poke, poke. And she's been my client since, oh my, it's been what, 10 years now? Maybe more? Oh, probably more. And she's happy. That's all you want. You want your client to be happy. So I'll just finish this up. Okay guys, so as you know, I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join me in the members area if you're interested in seeing full grooms. I also have another channel here on YouTube called Backyard Gardening with Liz. If ever you're interested, come join me in my garden. So yeah guys, I guess that's it for now. I have another video for you. You can just check that out right here. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.
If you enjoyed my tail-wagging transformations, just hit that subscribe button. Remember, every click helps spread the love and lathers of grooming joy.